Okay, I think it's recording. Good morning or afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this video. My name is Jennifer Hawk, and I am your instructor for Math 1314 Flex 2. So I want to do a real quick video just to give you kind of a layout of how the course is structured, so that when we do get going, you're ready to go day one. Because since it is a flex course, we do move very, very quickly. So I want y'all to have some time this week, hopefully, to browse the course, get familiar with it, and that way, if you've got any questions, you can get them answered now, so we don't have to wait until we get started. So here's your home screen as far as when you log in, what you're going to see. It's got my student hours listed on here if you're ever on campus and you want to come by, or we can schedule a Zoom appointment. Um, you'll go here. First, it says read through the syllabus. So here's the link to your syllabus. And then watch this video. That's video that I did email to you as well as post here. And then you can click here to get started on the orientation module. And the orientation module will walk you through everything you need to know about the class, what we cover, the schedule, grading, all of that. So I'm not gonna read all of this to you. You can go through and you can read it. I can't see my next, but my computer's in the way. There's my next. All right, so this is the video that you will see here shortly. I'm gonna skip it since I'm making it. Then a little bit about me, which again, you know how to read, you can read. And what's expected, how many grades you're gonna have, how the breakdown is. So there's your grading categories. It's the same thing that's in the syllabus, but I do like to keep it separately as well. Big important thing to understand is that your grades are all in the My Math Lab calendar. You will do some work uploads via Canvas for there's one quiz that you'll have work upload for, and then each of your exams and your final exam. All those work uploads will be done via Canvas, but all of the assignments are completed in My Math Lab. And that's the same place your grades are going to be located in. So here's one way to access My Math Lab. You can click here. I'll show you the other way in just a second. You don't need to buy a book. Book comes with you have access via Canvas here, but you do need a calculator. I did put a screenshot of the one I recommend. If you if you have a different one, it's okay to use that one. This is just the bare minimum I would recommend for you to use. Still can't see the next button. Schedule. So this will show you what we're covering each week as well as the due dates associated with it. So all of your work for my course for the first 7 weeks is due by Sundays at 11:59. And I've got all those in here, except week 8, our last week of material, because I do have to get grades in before they're due. The week 8 is the only different due date, and it is due Friday at 11:59 p.m. All other work is going to be due on Sunday. So for each section that we cover, you have a homework assignment, and every few sections you have a quiz. So in this schedule, so for example, if you look at week 1, it says we're covering, obviously getting used to finagling around Canvas in My Math Lab. And then we're covering sections 2.2 and 2.3. So you don't have a quiz week 1. Then when we go into week 2, we're covering 2.4. The first quiz is over sections 2.1 to 2.4. Then we're going to cover quizzes 5, 6, 7. And then you have your common assessment quiz, which is a work upload. I'll elaborate on that more in week 2. And then you have your quiz number 2. So you can find your entire schedule right here on this link here. Don't use the links in Canvas because My Math Lab and Canvas do not communicate very well. If you're looking at the calendar, make sure you're looking at the My Math Lab calendar. Anyways, you can keep clicking to go through these. I'm going to go to the modules button. So the modules is where you'll see everything organized by week. So we go here, here's your orientation module that we just kind of went through, online resources for online or student resources for online classes. Here's a link to the My Math Lab module. Here's your formula sheet if you want to keep that with you. That way you don't have to hunt for these formulas. There's another link to your course schedule. A Q&A discussion board for like generalized questions that you want to ask. Then here's your My Math Lab. The My Math Lab calendar will keep all of those due dates organized. There's also the link to the grade book, and then there's the link to the all assignments page. So there's a whole bunch of others. The homework quizzes, I don't really use those. I like looking at the all assignments page because I do have them in order. And then your e-textbook, that's your online book if you do want to go look over your book or read any of the sections that we're covering. Each section that I cover is that corresponds to the same one in the textbook, so they do match up. Um, and I'll minimize that one. And then you have everything broken down by weeks. Here's our week one. Your introduction discussion board, week one overview, what we're going to cover, the notes and video page for the week. So a blank copy of notes and the video that goes with each section being covered. And then the wrap up just kind of reminds you what it was you should have done to make sure you didn't miss something. And that's going to be repetitive for every single week that we do this. As far as the discussion boards go, I do try to leave those for y'all to interact with each other. I do chime in a lot during week one, but I do it very, very little in the rest of the weeks. And that's because I want this to be for y'all and not feel like another something you got to do. Because it's not a grade, it's just to try to get y'all to interact with each other because sometimes that's difficult to do in an online setting. And I do ask a lot of like random questions, like what's your favorite food? What's your favorite Netflix series or Hulu, whatever it is you watch? Just to try to get y'all talking with each other. So, um, you can message me via Canvas. You can shoot me an email if you have questions, but do try to make sure you get some time this week to go through it so that you're familiar with the layout, the setup, and everything, so that when Monday hits next week, we are good to go and get started. And let me know if you have any questions as we work through the semester.